I think I love being in this. I need to get another one.
What's that?
I need to get another hoodie like this.
Oh yeah.
Like
Uh,
it's a Christmas gift.
maybe I'll send you one for Valentine's Day.
Okay, I'm ready.
Uh, yeah, we're up on YouTube and X now, and I'm just gonna share with the communities. Just a moment, please stand by. Please stand by. Alrighty, so dun, 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 dun. Please hate it when people come into the chats and start promoting stuff, so you're gonna get banned.
So it's
Uh,
always gonna have those kind of people.
yeah, it's just like I don't know. There's a smart way to do business, right? It's like, why not just be smart? Why be a spammer? You know what I mean? It's like
And usually, people like that, their product is not good.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Alrighty, I think we're good to go here. So yeah, so it's been a wild weekend. It's been a great weekend. Um, a beautiful, beautiful trading week ahead and trading day today. Uh, we just came off a live session earlier with SP DOS and it covered the Elliott wave theory. Of course, classical trading, uh, which is amazing. I love the fundamentals. I love the classical stuff. It's without it, we wouldn't be here today. It's important to learn. As I was saying on the earlier session, the man or the person who can teach me something is the person I want to know, right? Not and I quoted a proverb. It's wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all that getting, get understanding, right? That's Solomon. But if you read history, if you read stuff like that, tons of amazing input knowledge from all that, right? Like uh, it all mindset all falls back to trading and belief and instead of looking at it from a fear and greed perspective, looking at it from a fear and hope perspective, right? Which is like you can eliminate hope and fear if you learn to trade and invest on knowledge, right? Not on your emotions, not on other people's hope or fears. So, you see a ticker and it's rising really fast, really high, like over the weekend. And you're like, yeah, there's no way that this is not going to keep going up. And then you start buying it and buying it. And then all of a sudden things start dropping and you start hitting your stop loss and doesn't play out as a fun time anymore, right? But yeah, so that's why we trade on knowledge. We trade on wisdom. We're students of the market every day. We never think that we know more, right? And that's the thing is always got to keep ourselves in check and looking at the patterns, looking at fractals, at Fibonacci's, using all the tools, right? Finding those fingerprints, and as IT says, that elephant in the room that's obvious, right? So yeah, so IT, I'd love to pass the mic over to you and looking forward to the session.
All right, thank you very much. Um, let me share my screen quickly. Um, and let me know how the sound is once I share my screen.
Absolutely.
And before I start, I apologize. I'm coming down with a bit of cold, so you're gonna hear me kind of a little bit weird today.
Hope you feel better, brother.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do some magic tricks and it's gonna go away.
Nice.
All
Sounds
right.
good, by the way.
Okay, okay, cool. Okay, so let's start with dollar index. I think for some reason, the dollar index is not moving today. I don't know why. It shows that the market is closed. It's a holiday. Is it a holiday in the States today?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Is it because of
Inauguration day, yeah.
inauguration day? Okay, okay. So yeah, we have the dollar index chart not moving. But from what we left off from Friday, you can see we actually closed above this down candle. So I don't know how that is going to, I don't know how the inauguration is going to affect the market. However, happens, I would want to see them take price up to attack a high, right? So that would be 110.18. Okay, so tomorrow morning, what time is the inauguration? Let me double check on
I think it's around noon, 12 p.m.,
um
like four hours from now.
4 hours from now. Okay. So if the dollar index is closed, then let me see. Okay, it opens in 10 hours time. So that means tomorrow. So if whatever happens, maybe it will affect the market, but we will not see what it's going to do on the dollar index, but it might reflect on the euro, the pound, on the majors, but we will not see it on the dollar index. So if it's good news, then dollar index will go up, euro will drop, which is what I'm expecting. If it's bad for the market, then euro go up. Then maybe tomorrow, when the market opens, dollar is gonna gap to the downside, right? So let's see inauguration because close we is going to affect it, especially on the dollar index. So if you see euro dropping aggressively, then it's just following the narrative and the news is just helping it, as you saw on Solana, which when we go onto the cryptos, we will discuss that as well. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on the majors because we will have to wait for um, the inauguration to finish and then see how it's going to affect the market. Okay, so we will leave the majors for now. But the downside is still what I'm expecting. So Aussie, I'm still expecting downside. Um, New Zealand, I'm still expecting downside. And then British pound, still expecting downside. British pound actually closed bearish on Friday, which is what I was saying. If we do close bearish, then today we want to sell, right? So when the market opened in the morning, when it was going up, that was the time to look for the sell. But I personally don't like trading Mondays, especially when the market is not clean like this. I don't like trading Mondays. I want to see how Monday will trade, and then I will trade on Tuesday. I do trade on Mondays, but there are certain conditions that I use or certain conditions that I follow before I trade on Mondays. But this is not the condition. And in future, I will explain the condition that I use to trade on Mondays. And the reason is simple. When the market opens, there's going to be manipulation. So you don't want to be caught in the manipulation. And sometimes the manipulation can be between Monday and Tuesday. So ideally, you want to sit on your hands on Monday, right? And then trade from Tuesday. Because if it's going to form a high or low on Tuesday, at least you will not be in the wrong side on Monday. Okay, so let's see how the news will affect the market, and then we can take it from there. So let's go into, I think I'll bring in the New Zealand card, because I said um, during the month of January, February, March, this pair likes to go up. And so far, I think 2 weeks ago, which was the first week of January, I was expecting them to break this tie so we can look for higher prices. And then it made one more move to the downside using the pattern that I've talked about several times here. And right now it's almost at where I'm expecting them to break the market. So this up candle, I would want to see them break it. And I think you know what I'm expecting, right? A big range candle to trade through it. And then I'll be looking for these highs, and then this high as our upside objective. And then I'll actually be aiming for somewhere up here. Once we break this, I'll be aiming for somewhere up here. So there'll be lots of room to the upside. So I'll be here and I'll be guiding once we break this up candle. Okay, so that would be if we break it, that'll be the pair to focus on for the next 3 months, right? Because that will give us a theory that ICT taught ages ago called quarterly shifts. So every 3 months, there's a shift in the market. Sometimes the market will be going down, and then within 3 months, it will shift and then go up. And then after 3 months, it will shift and then come down. So if you have an indicator for that, if I put that on there, you will see um, there. Oops, not that one. Where is it gone? Is it this one? Yeah, that's it. So if you look at this indicator, you can see that there's some kind of move that is happening every 3 months, right? So it's either within the month, within the quarter, we are going down or we are going up. Okay, so the last one that we were in, we actually went down throughout. Okay, so that's why this one I'm expecting up, right? So we have a potential move. Once we break this high, then the next 2 months, because we are still in January, the next 2 months we'll be expecting price to go and take out these highs. Now, last week I did make a comment about looking at things from a higher perspective. When you look at price like this, okay, you can actually know and see what's happening on the charts, because you're looking at from a bird's eye view, right? Instead of being zoomed in and then just looking at these individual candles, you can zoom out and then see what price actually does all the time. Okay, and this, when I came to this knowledge, it actually changed a lot of things for me, because I can then anticipate if the 3 months was down and I see certain things happening, then obviously it's going to change the whole dynamics of price. Okay, so here, the last 3 months between um, October and December, which it was meant to go up, it actually came down. And this quarter is also meant to go up. So since we came down, I'm expecting it to break structure and then go higher. All right. So let's see if that can be the case for New Zealand CAD. If it does, that would be awesome. Okay, because for the whole 3 months, you focus on that, and it's gonna do something that is very, very, very easy to basically predict. Because when it's doing it, it's so cool. Anyway, we'll hear. So we'll be discussing it. Let's go to gold. So gold, I'm still expecting them to go and attack this high, which is 2761.3. Actually, let me go over here. Okay, so that's still the draw liquidity. It hasn't changed. And I think on Friday, I mentioned that this candle, whilst we were doing the session, right, it was still down. I'm not down, but it was below the down candle's high. It was below this candle's high. And I said that once we close above it, you can buy it, put your stop loss, and then aim for this high. That's still the case, right? They came into a bigger pullback and then price has rejected. So I'm expecting from where we are, it should run for 2761, 2761.5. And if we do, I'll be expecting them to go into this gap here. So that will be our next upside objective after we go above 2761.5. Okay, so 2772.6, that's where we aiming for, right? So from that down candle here, price should reach for 2776, 2772.6. Okay, sorry guys. Let's look at crude oil. So crude oil, last week I was saying something about this staying as a gap and this candle being an up candle. I didn't like the way it closed because it closed below this candle's high, which sometimes it can happen when price is going up. I would prefer it actually closes above the previous candle's high. It doesn't matter the time frame. It's fractal anyway. So I would want to see price close above the previous candle's high. So every candle, I want to see price close above the previous one's high. Now, last week couldn't close above this high. Sometimes it could be a sign, depending on the location, it could be a sign that we might be reversing. But in this scenario, that's not what I'm expecting. Hence, because if it was going to go down, then I would see maybe a pattern in here that will indicate that we might be going down, and this is not a pattern. Had we approached this high here, had we approached it with a down candle, with the up candles, and the week ended and we got the rejection. So let me take this one out and then show you what I mean. So when price was approaching this high, if we had this and the week ended and we rejected, say we had a candle, a daily candle rejecting this high, and the week ended, right? Then I would anticipate that the rejection on the weekly could turn in price around and we might be doing something like this. Okay, but that wasn't the case. They actually printed a down candle and then closed above it right at the top. And most of the time, that's a sign that they would want to continue going higher. So all this here is similar to what happened here, similar to what happened here. I think it's just reaccumulating, right? They are buying more in there to expand up again. So it can dip into this daily gap, which is the same as the weekly gap. It can dip into that and then go higher, or from where we are, we can just move higher from there. I would prefer we move away from here and not straight into that, right? Because on the H4, there's actually a down candle with a gap right there. So there's this on the H4, and I would want this to hold and then send us higher, okay? So watch, watch this high. Watch this high, which comes in at 78.56. If we break 78.56, then I'll expect higher prices to resume. If we are below 78.56, then it might come into this gap. So as it's rejecting now, I'm not convinced yet that we're going to continue going higher unless we break the 78.56. Then I'll expect higher prices. Hence, this can come up and then come down because on the H4, this is a dealing range. Oh, sorry, it's a range. This high and this low is a range. So they can stay in there and then drive it one more time into the gap before resuming going higher. But I would prefer they don't do that. So as it stands, I would want to see price continuously go up from where we are, right? So up candles, up candles, up candles, and then we break this high. Okay, that's what I'm expecting price to do. So the next H4 candle, not this one, the next one, you want to see it close above that. Then the next one close above this one. Okay, so that we can expect just up candles, up candles, up candles, and then we break. When that happens on the daily time frame, you will see on the daily time frame, you will see one up candle closing above this down candle, and then that will give us a confirmation that we will be going higher, and then you can be buying more. All right. So that's what I'm expecting on crude oil. So as it stands, I don't think you should buy yet because it's Monday and you have the Trump inauguration. So sit on your hands and wait as much as it can be an early entry. I mean, if we close, if today was, let's say, a Tuesday, then definitely I'll be doing this and then I'll buy to continue going higher. But today is Monday and I don't trust Monday price action. Hence, sit on your hands and wait. Let them continue going higher. Once we go above the 78.56, then yeah, we have green light. We can start looking for a buy to continue going higher. Okay, so that is that for crude oil. I think I've talked about gold. Yes. So now let's move on to the crypto market and let's see some fun. Let's have some fun.
All right, nice.
Okay, so AI, I think last week when we rejected this and then we broke that down candle, I wanted to see them do exactly what they've done, which is send it down with all down candles, right, to come and attack this low. Now you can see I have some small little lines in there. So I'll teach that in future. Um, these are the specific levels within price action that I expect reversals to happen. And I'll teach in future how to find them. It's very, very precise. Um, so yeah, once they've come down like this, I would want to see down a rejection. So similar to crude oil, right? We want to wait for the first up candle to print above the previous down candle. At least sometimes it can be on the H4, it can start on the daily. It depends, but I would want to see it on the daily because we've actually dropped down significantly. So I would want to see them close above the previous candle's high on the daily. On the H4, I like this drop. Okay, I like that big money drop that happened here into the area that I was expecting them to drop to. Now, with the rejection, I want to see quick run up on the H4, right? So since we've not started the move up yet, maybe they can do one more time, which is here, and then the move to the upside will start. Okay, so the pattern is always going to be let them go up, drop, and then we go higher. When the drop happens, immediately we should start going up. If we don't, then there will be another one. Okay, so with this not going higher, they might drop down one more time, and the day get rid of this line and then highlight this area for you. Okay, so the day, this candle's day, can end up being a down candle, and on the lower time frame, it will have the pattern, which is the buy pattern. Right, that will be a down candle. So we have the up movement, the movement down into the gap on a daily. Then the next day will be the rejection. And then start coming back up again. Now we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. Today is 5. So it's either today be an up candle or tomorrow be an up candle. Right? So I'm watching. But I think today will be a down candle. That's what I'm seeing so far. But then tomorrow I will want to see an up candle. If we don't print an up candle tomorrow, then there will be a problem. Okay. So AI today, I want to see them drop down here, take out this low, and then stay there. And then tomorrow, or as soon as we open, just like Ripple did, right? Midnight, and then price just shot up straight away. That's what I want to see. So if we close down, then the next day, as soon as we open, price will start rejecting, and then we start going up, right? So AI, keep an eye on it, because where we are now, I should see buyers coming again, just like they did over there. I would want to see buyers coming here, right? So that level is, that's where I want to see them trade, right? So the down movement should trade at least below 0.7486. Okay, and that'll be very, very cheap AI. And then you can look for potential buy to reject going higher.
Yeah, can I mention something real quick?
Yeah,
These prices are really, really cheap. That's once the liquidity starts getting redistributed again, like yeah, just for pretty much anything that has utility, be on the lookout.
yeah. I think, like I said, when price is dropping, that is when fear comes into the market. And fear is what you want to buy. You don't want to buy greed, right? Be greedy when people are being fearful. So always remember that quote, be greedy when people are fearful. Because when fear comes in, then those that knows what is happening, that's when they are greedy, okay? Because they know things are cheap. Now it kind of baffles my mind because under normal circumstance, right? Human beings will go to the market and then they will want discount. They want things cheap, right? They want, if you go to, let's say, an iPhone shop and iPhone is selling at 1,000, right? You go there and be like, oh, can I buy it for 400, right? But when it's on the chart and it's trading at 1,000 and it drops to 400, people don't want to buy, they want to sell it. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's basically what's happening here. Imagine AI is a product, okay, and here it was selling at, I don't know, 2,461, okay, and now it's selling at uh, 817. Which one would you want to buy? Is it 2,471 or 817? Definitely 817, but because of how our mind has been programmed when it comes to the chart, we don't see it that way. Okay, and that's how I describe being greedy when people are being fearful, because The way we look at the chart is they've turned our minds upside down when it comes to the charts. Okay, so if you've not been schooled in how the market actually works, everybody looks at the chart differently. They don't see it from a like a trading perspective. They see it. I don't know how they see it, but this is trading. When it's going down, it's cheap. When it's going up, it's expensive. Okay. So the only thing left is understanding where, when it's cheap, you want to buy. And I'm trying to give that knowledge here. Where we are is cheap. So that's where you want to look for a buy.
That's
Okay.
a that's the thing is like it's almost a for like an investor or something, it's a distraction, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's almost like you're like, oh no, like it's going down. I need to I need to rebalance my portfolio. It's like
Right.
it's like, did you do your research? No, you don't need to rebalance your portfolio. If you did your research, just leave it alone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like focus on building a solid strategy, investment strategy, trading strategy, trust in the long-term process. Patience always, always, always has its rewards, right?
Definitely. Definitely. And I think that's what we are trying to do here. Educate you when it comes to understanding the charts, right? Forget everything else. Look at the candles, right? And then understand what is happening behind them because there's a like a psychology behind the candles. And once you understand that psychology, then you will not actually trade the chart, you'll be trading the psychology behind it. Because all this move to the downside, people are scared to buy it. But no one wants to buy it right now. I don't know if someone's sitting here, I'm thinking of buying. No, they want to see it printing up candles. That's when they want to
Uh,
buy. Okay. But you have to think different and then see price different. Yes, here, once it's coming down, it's not guaranteed it's going to go up, but the signs will be there. And I'm showing you the signs. When they do this aggressive run, that is the sign that they are buying it. This aggressive run at the level, that's the sign that they are buying it because they have to buy when it's dropping. And you have to think like that. Okay. And you see that same thing happening when this was down here. Who was buying when this was dropping? Someone was buying it. Now you see the effect, but you didn't see the cause. Okay. So when you understand that this is how they do business, then you align with them and then you think like them. So when you sit in front of the screen, you're looking for the sign. It could be on any time frame. Okay. The pattern that I've shared with you. It can be on any time frame. It doesn't have to be on a daily or weekly, but I prefer it on the higher time frame. And the reason why I prefer it on the higher time frame is because that's where they are looking, right? That's why I like the higher time frame. But the pattern, the buying is everywhere. It's fractal. Because if they want to buy, that's how they have to buy. So if they are scalping, I don't think they do. But if the price is printing the same pattern in a scalping format, it's the same thing. All right. You buy when it's dropping. Okay. So Solana, I think we said as long as we are above this down candle, right, price will go for um 264.94. And I think Trump helped us very, very well on Saturday. Um, I was surprised. I didn't expect that big, and I just wanted them to break this one aggressively, and then we go up gradually, but it just happened in one day, right? So that was pretty, pretty nice. Thank you very much, Trump.
yeah, it's these large market movements, they disrupt the status quo, right? And what's neat about that is they attract new investment, right?
Mhm,
Especially like in cryptos. And eventually, that money circulates through various sectors and narratives, right?
mhm,
And guess what narratives are the best, right? It's their DeFi, their utility, anything that helps people and has utility and real value. If don't be one of those people that is part of that shakeout and rebalance your portfolio on FOMO. You don't want to be that person.
There you go. Now, what is interesting about this as well is, when it's printing these Afghan, I don't know why human beings. I know I'm a human, but sometimes I think human beings are too easy to manipulate. So easy to manipulate. Once you, um, and let me share this. I know we have a bit of time. Let me share this. If you want to, you know, be different in life, okay, learn about psychology, especially dark psychology. Okay, don't learn the normal average psychology that they teach in school. That is quote unquote not good. Okay, learn dark psychology. That's when you understand the actual human behavior and how easy it is to manipulate human because we use a faculty called mind, and I said it earlier, I think 2 weeks ago or last week. You don't want to buy a car and then don't know how to drive it or don't understand how to use it. We have a
Yep.
mind and we need to understand how the mind works. Now, there are people that are so adept in understanding how the mind works so they can control it. Whether you think you have a mind and you control it, sometimes no, someone is actually controlling you without you being aware. Because just as software have backdoors, your mind is not a physical thing. Okay, your mind is like a software. Okay, so it have backdoors. Okay, and people can hack it. Right. So when you learn dark psychology, that's where they teach you how to hack the mind. Okay, the backdoors in the mind, they can teach you how to hack it. So learn about that dark psychology, and then you understand how easy to influence people. Now, I was just driving to this, right? This big move here, guess what it does? It brings everybody and their grandmother to the chart. Okay, that's what it does. Okay, this big move that you saw here, it brings everybody and their grandmother to the chart. People that have never ever traded, when they see this big candle, that's when they are interested in Bitcoin. Now, interesting enough, and the reason why I bring it up is I have a friend, not even a friend, someone that I know, okay? And I know this person has no interest in trading. He has absolutely zero interest in trading. But today, this morning, I was there and then this person sent me a message. Oh, I know you're into trading. Can you help me buy Bitcoin?
Nice.
And I found it funny. Why? Because that comment never came when price was trading at what? 92,000. Okay, I'm driving at something. That comment never came when price was trading at 92,000. It came when price was trading at what? 107. So what does that mean? It means that when price is being pushed up like this, it's just bringing in dumb money. Okay, those don't know what is happening on the charts. That's what it's doing. It's bringing in dumb money because dumb money wants to see price go up and then they want to buy. Okay, smart money would want to buy when it's going down. Okay, smart money wants to buy when it's dropping. Dumb money wants to buy when it's pushing higher. So guess what? Up here, you have a lot of people wanting to buy Bitcoin, and then boom, they go against them. Just like here, people will want to buy Bitcoin. Why? Because they think price is gonna keep going up. Now, don't get me wrong, it will, but if you don't understand it and you don't have the psychology for it, then the next pullback, you're gonna close your trade. Okay, if you don't understand what's happening, the next pullback, you're gonna close your trade because again, you don't want to lose your capital, especially those that come in when price is going up because they come in with the mindset, I want to make money. quick because it's going up. Everybody's saying Bitcoin is going up. Let me jump on it. And then you jump on it. And then when it's pulling back, you be watching your phone or your portfolio or whatever you have, your wallet, and then you be losing money. And then the next thing is, oh, I think this is not good. Then you close it. And then as soon as you close it, then it should up again. Okay. So
Classic.
learn how these charts are moving so that you'll be able to be in with those that are moving it, right? Okay. So Solana, we've reached the upside objective. I think there's still upside to come. We can project these down candles to the upside. We can project these down candles to the upside, and you can see they did reach for uh, the 127, and I think I gave you something last week. If we hit 127, it can come to 50 or 25 and then resume going up. But I don't think that would be the case for now. So the next one will be the 168, which comes in at 307.08, and then ultimately 338.05. So that's where I think Solana will be heading for. I like the energetic candle closing above, not just this one, but this one as well. Okay. So all these down candles were accumulation. Now you might not believe it, but that's what it is. There's someone that has so much money that can do that. You don't have to see them. Their footprint is telling you. Okay. So all this down movement was someone with lots of money that was buying it. Okay. And then you can see the effect. If it wasn't true, this could have or this should have continued going down. Right? Okay. So we're expecting 307 and then 338. Okay. Bitcoin, same thing. I think on Friday we did get the energetic close above it. We did get the energetic close above it. I just got a text message from one of my students, ex-students. He's a graduate now. He said that he also got a message from his brother-in-law, to help him buy crypto. I don't know why. See, it's simple.
There's
Just
an
push
ATM
price.
down the street.
It's so simple. Push price up and you get buys, right? And I don't know. Sometimes it hurts my chest to see people being manipulated like that. That's why since I
Yeah,
started trading, that has always been my goal to help people understand what the market is all about.
yeah,
Okay, because that push up, if it happens, maybe this time they'll survive because I think they've printed down candle to protect price from going down. But in a scenario where they don't print a down candle to protect price, then you'll be dead. Because as soon as you buy it, and I know people that bought here, okay, and they basically struggle throughout, I don't know, the last 2 months. Okay. So Bitcoin, I think they've printed a down candle here, just like they did over there. I think Friday I mentioned that as long as this candle close above this, I like this because it's gonna stay as spot, right? And they came into it and then rejected and then went for the target that I was aiming for. Now on the monthly, you can see it. That's exactly how I imagine it the first week of January. Okay, remember I was saying this being a down candle, I want to see them drive it down to print the wick of the January candle. Okay, can go back and watch the session. So this is what I was seeing in my mind in January 1st or 2nd or 3rd, right? And you can see it right here. Now, what we need is for them to now close on a monthly basis above this high, okay? If we do, then the upside objective that I gave, which was 118,988, 125,523. That will be the upside objectives for Bitcoin, right? The easiest one would be 113, which I think that will be the easiest for price to reach. So this would be your upside objective. Now, I use this when we are trading all-time highs. Okay, if we were trading somewhere here, then I'll say we go for this high or we trade here. But when you're trading all-time highs, you need a down candle for them to close above, and then you can project it. Another way to aim for targets is look for the full figures. Okay, so 110,000, 115,000, 120,000. And when you're trading all times, you look for the full figures, right? But since they have this down candle here, we can use that to project where price is going to go. So I'm expecting 113, 118, and 125, provided this month can close above this. January closing above December. Okay, and that would be very, very good for Bitcoin because yeah, we might have three or two candles after this one. Okay, once this closes above it, we might have another 2 or 3 up candles going higher. Right, so exciting for Bitcoin.
It's gonna go to 1 billion tonight. Just
Well, if Trump doesn't say anything, I know. I don't
sorry,
want to use the word.
that's bad humor. I shouldn't say something like that on a live stream.
If Trump doesn't say anything, quote unquote, then yes, we'll be expecting price to continue going higher. Okay, let's drop down to the lower time frame. I think this was a nice buying opportunity when this candle dropped in here, trading at this, and price rejected. Now, let's go to the lower time frame for today on Bitcoin, right? What do you see here? Same thing. One up or two up, three down, and then rejection. The same thing you saw on the daily. Yeah. One up, three down, and then that rejection. The same thing you're going to see on the H4. One up, three or four down, and then the rejection. If I go on to the 1 minute, it'll be the same. It doesn't change. Okay. Anytime there's going to be a buy. Let me find one buy. Here. One up, two down, and then the rejection. And then price never comes back. Okay, so yours is to learn it. Okay, just learn that pattern. One up, two down, and then rejection. And then learn the locations. That's it. I've pretty much given you 6 years of my time, right? In 3 words. One up, two down, or three down, and then price reject.
I love that.
Okay. So let's see. We'll be expecting them to continue going higher. Ethereum, same thing. They actually pulled back into. They didn't get to where I wanted. I wanted them to dip into that, which is okay. I wanted them to drop in here and then go higher, but that didn't happen. That was a pullback. Initially, I wanted them to reject this area and then go higher, but on Sunday, they came right back down, printing, they're saying what I just gave you. Why not do down rejection, right? And then pull back. So I'm expecting them to go up, but since it's struggling for now, we'll be aiming for this candle's high, this candle's low for now, um, because Ethereum is lagging behind. But at some point, it will catch up with what Bitcoin is doing. Provided Bitcoin keeps going up, this one will catch up. Okay, so it might be don't buy don't buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, because it will catch up with what Bitcoin is doing, provided it keeps going higher. Okay, so I would want to see them close above this today, and then we are good to go to this candle's high, and then I would expect a big run above this candle's high.
What's that level there? 3, 4.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, I always forget to mention it. It's 3446.10. So
Oh,
we want
okay.
to see the daily close above 3446.10. If we do close above that level, price will reach 43613.01. And then we will anticipate them breaking, just like Solana did, just like Bitcoin did, just like XRP did, breaking the up candle, which comes in at 3743.21. All right. Okay. So that is that for Solana. Let's go to Hype. So Hype is struggling. It couldn't close above the weekly as I was expecting it. We rejected everything on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? So I was anticipating this whole move to the downside to be the same as that one, right? And this is the level I want to see the next candle drop into. Okay, so this candle, I want to see it drop. Now, when it starts going up like this, okay, and then they reject, again, go and study what I've given you. Because when you study it, you will see that it's always printing a specific type of candle when it's about to get ready. Okay, when price is about to get ready to go up, it's always printing that kind of candle on the chart. I'll leave that for now. I won't give everything. You go and do some work on your part. I want to give you a little bit of work. Go and study it. You will see it. Like, I want to see one down candle, and then in here, that specific level, which comes in at 18.911. I want to see that price reject, and then we go higher, because the weekly has printed the candle that I like, which is this one here. Okay. Initially it was this one, and then they've printed another one. Now they've printed 4 down candles. Pretty much, as far as my experience is concerned, that's how much down candles they can print. If it's a pullback or if it's accumulation, that's how much, the maximum it prints for accumulation, right? So definitely, I would want to see this week be an up candle. If this week fails to be an up candle, then something else is happening. We have to switch to the higher time frame. Maybe they would want to keep the entire month as an accumulation candle. Okay, so the accumulation now is on the weekly. The candle, this one, the max, most of the time I've seen in my experience, them buying with is between 1 and 4 maximum. If it goes beyond 4, then something else is happening. It's no more accumulation. Then you have to switch time frames. And then you see that down candle or the down candles that we're printing on the lower time frame is actually just one on the higher one. So that means the accumulation is happening here. And then you want to see one up candle go up, and this will end up being an accumulation. Now, when I think I'm giving away too much secrets, but anyway, it's fine. When is going to be an accumulation, actually, I reserve that for our holders when they come into the portal. Because if not, the holders will not have value. So I'll
Nice.
reserve that. Anyway,
Love
so
it. Love it.
the monthly candle might end up being an accumulation, and then we will expect price to go up. So watch 18.1 18.9117. That's the level. That level and below, that's where you want to look for the buy. Okay. So I don't trust this. I don't see them leaving these nice equal lows and going up. I don't see that. So we might have, guess what? One up candle, down, 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 and then I'll go higher. Okay. So let's see. And then last but not the least, my favorite, Ripple, right? Now, if you recall, on, I think Friday, yeah, Friday, I said they will reaccumulate in here, just like they did there, just like they did here, right? And I showed you exactly how it's going to look like. It came in a little bit aggressive, but that's fine. You just needed to understand what's happening, okay? So over the weekend, this candle here, when it was printing, in your mind, you should be thinking, IT said they'll be buying. So that is what is happening. And then when this candle printed yesterday, that's the same thing, the same thought should come into your mind. IT said they'll be buying. So that is a buy. It's not a sell. All right. So if we go to the weekly, you can see what I was printing in your head last week. This area. Okay. Now you can see it because it's about to go up, and you see it here. When the wick rejects and the new one opens and then it goes higher, in there, that's where you find the down candles. Yeah. Okay. So you can go back and watch, I think Thursday session, Friday session. Yeah. That's when I was talking about it. Now, what I wanted to share, I've reserved it because that's too good to share in public. In my local language, you say this is the roadside. We don't share secrets on the roadside. Okay. So I'm expecting a close above these down candles and then expansion to the upside. So you can measure these down candles and you can aim for short-term objectives. So 3.4239, 3.5844, and then 3.7626 as upside objective for short term. And then for the long term, you can go to the high time frame, I think also on a weekly, and then use these down candles to aim for that 2 level. So that comes in at the 3.5547 level, right? So those that came in and bought down there, you're still aiming for that level. If you're looking for a buy, then use the short-term ones because you're too late. So use the short-term ones, right? And in terms of entry, I actually got in, I got in on the lower time frame. I'll display that. I'll disclose that entry by here. that pullback to that, that was another entry. And then you want to see price now expand higher. Okay. So if you are not in, it's not too late. You can get in and then expect price to continue for the upside objective that I just gave. Okay. And then let's go and look at our favorite
All
tool.
right. Tattoo.
Okay, Tattoo took a bit of beating over the weekend, which right now, as it stands, and let me say this before I start, okay? I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear, okay? I'm here to tell you what I'm seeing. So I will not tell you something to make you happy all the time. So maybe, and I'm not talking about Tattoo right now, but it could be on anything. Sometimes traders will have their position and then they hope and pray. Please tell me it's going up. Please tell me it's going up. Or please tell me it's going down. Please tell me it's going down. That is not what I'll do. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what I'm saying, and then you will have to fight within yourself to accept it. Or I don't know. Okay, and sometimes I'm not 100% correct, but what I say most of the time happens. Okay. So um, when you come here, don't expect me to say what you want to hear, because then I'm not being truthful. Because in the past, I have done that. Honestly, I've done that. Sometimes a trader will give me, oh, look at this pair for me. And I know they are in deep, sorry. I know that they've done something bad. They just want some kind of emotional relief. So if I say it's going up, then they'll be a little bit relieved. Then I'll tell them, yeah, it can go up. Yeah, right. That was in the past, but I don't do that anymore because I realized that I'm just hurting you more than actually, helping you. Okay. So sometimes I will have to give you exactly what I'm saying and you'll have to deal with it. Now, let's go to a tool. From the weekly perspective, this is not what I wanted to see. This down candle closing below, because closing prices are very, very important. Okay, where price close, there's a reason, because you need to understand that, as I said, I believe there's an algorithm, right? And the algorithm doesn't understand candlestick, it understands numbers. Okay, it understands the high, the open, the close, and the low. Okay, and the close is very, very important, because if it closes higher within, and I know those of you coders out there, you understand this, right? It's very, very easy to code uh, something to say, okay, if you close up, then keep going up. If you close down, keep going down, right? It's very, very easy. Okay, that's the same logic. We don't want to see price close in a certain direction when it's doing something. And in this case, here on the weekly, we don't want to see this because that's not good, right? Because when it closes like this, remember, there's a closing price up here and there's a closing price down here. So it's two big range in terms of closing price. So when it closes below a previous closing price within, and I'm just, fabricating this story, but it always goes along with what price is doing within the algorithm, right? Then it's a sign that price wants to go lower. I'm not saying that's the case here because Tattoo is new. It's not, it doesn't have a lot of charts, right? So again, it might be buying, right? And if it's buying, then the same thing that I said up here should be the case. We'd want to see price go all the way up and close above the down candle. Here, we close below that. So for price to go up, it needs to close above it. Now, here, we've closed below that. So for price to go up, we need to close above it. So what can happen now is we can trade back within the range, which is this high and this low. We can trade back inside it. And fingers crossed, they go all the way up and close above the down candle. And then that will cause price to resume going higher. Now on the monthly, because I was looking at the monthly candle, that's the saving grace. And that's basically the saving grace on the tool. We had this candle being an up candle, right? And as I recently thought, if we are going to print the next candle, the low of the next candle should print inside a gap within the previous one. Okay, so inside this candle on the weekly, this is quote unquote this candle's low is where the gap is. Okay, that's where the gap is. So if we continue going down, this is where the saving grace will come in. So on the daily, it comes in right here. That's where the saving grace is. So if we are going to form a low, then it might form here because this is too clean in terms of lows. So they might take that, dip into this, and then reject going up. So in terms of buys, I don't think right now, if you are a day trader, I don't think you're supposed to be buying unless you are trading on the lower time frame, and then you can look for the pattern. So yeah, could be the up and then they move down and then reject. I think it would be nice on the H4. Yeah. So here, right? If we break this, then you can buy. If we don't, then basically wait for them to print another one down here, and then you can look for the buy. Or just simply sit and wait for them to close above the down candle, and then you can, for the time being, trade inside the range. So you can take a trade and come, let's say, to 50%, because that will be equilibrium. Price can trade to the 50%, right? If we close above this, or on the lower time frame, as I just said, wait for the pattern to appear, and then you can look for buy. Okay, so for short term, buys are not really encouraged right now. If it's going to go up, then it needs to show the pattern here in below this candle's low. I like the fact that it's all down candles, which is good because the more aggressive the move down is, the better. But we need them to come in. So we need the elephant to start coming in, and those start on the H4. So on the H4, I think overnight I was watching it and I wanted to see this candle, this one here. I wanted to see this candle drop and then touch this and then immediately start rejecting. And that would give us the sign that the elephant have stepped in, and then we can start looking for price to go up. Okay. So as it stands, I would want to see one more drive to here and then rejection and then go up. Or from where we are, break it. Okay. So that's what I'm, kind of expecting on tattoo. And again, you can study and then learn. Oops. You can study and then learn. The moment we close below this down candle, that was it. Once they close below this, then price is gonna go lower. Why? Because that's the saving grace on the daily time frame, right? So once we close below it, the price is gonna keep going unless we switch to the weekly. And on the weekly, they've closed below that. So now we have to use a monthly, which gap that I mentioned is now our saving grace, which is somewhere down here. Okay. But again, it's still new. So it's not like this is going to zero. No, it's still new. So again, the project behind it is what investors will be looking now. Okay. The project behind it is what investors will be looking now. If the project, like I said, is the best, which I think it is because they are doing an awesome job, then they will come in and then buy it at a cheaper price. Again, remember what I was saying earlier. When it's inflated, you don't want to buy. When it's cheap, that's when you buy. So if you're an investor and you're listening and you can look into what Tatsuo is doing, all right, then this is it's very, very cheap right now. Okay. So that's the business on Tatsuo right now. Um, unless there's any question from our audience, then I think I'm pretty much done.
Thank you very much, IT. I think we'll save questions for the portal. I've been thinking about that and talking to some people, and it does make sense. We'll save the questions for the portal. We'll keep these ones, just about the analysis for now.
Okay.
I got a couple of things to go over real quick, and then SPDOS is up at 9:30. Let me know if there's anything else you wanted to add. Feel free.
That's all for now. I think I've given too much today.
Nice. Well, everyone appreciates it. It's always humbled by your experience. Um, yeah. So a couple of notes. If you're just tuning in for the first time, make sure to visit solana.forexlens.com. Um, uh, you know, institutional players have been manipulating markets for a pretty long time at the expense of retail traders. We've been trying to teach this for pretty much almost a decade, and like we really believe in sharing wisdom and principles. Um, we really believe in personal growth, learning to trade and invest on knowledge and eliminate hope and fear. We're practical. The object is to know more and study all of the time. Never think you know more. Keep learning, right? And one person knowing and following fixed rules and the other guessing, well, who's going to win, right? It all comes back to wisdom. Oh, I'm just like chilling out back here. It all comes out. I, surprised me on that one. Whew. We cover a bunch of things, not just Forex. We cover stocks, crypto, tokens, commodities. Um, we're building amazing tools. We've got our AIs running on the live streams and picking up on the market narrative. We've got our AIs on time series analysis and dark pool activity monitoring, stop hunt pattern detection, uh, institutional strategy reveals with what IT does, and of course community driven market insights. So the that portal is going to be something you're going to love, and we can't wait to share with you. We can't wait to continue to share this and broadcast knowledge to you daily through our platform. We're making partnerships. We're exploring new opportunities with like-minded folks and individuals who are also share the same mindset in personal growth and in a healthy lifestyle. And yeah, this is our essentially philosophy. We're also quantum and regulatory conscious. Our algorithms are pretty advanced from the quantum respect. We definitely do our research in that field and have been for years. Um, yeah, and of course, as a holder, you get access to all this stuff, AI query credits. The WebXR is also something amazing. We've got a whole string of technology and a roadmap milestone releases, not just planned, but that we've been working on since 2016. And super excited for all these unlocks and more community involvement, etc. But with that, thank you very much for tuning in. And remember to learn to trade and invest on knowledge, not on hope and fear. T, feel free if you wanted to add anything. Otherwise, we can shut it down.
That's all. That's all from me. Remember, learn that psychology. That will help you. That's all.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And
Okay. See you
we'll be
tomorrow.
tuning in. See you tomorrow.